and appreciate your time. How significant is this Putin tour of the Middle East?
I think it's quite significant. I mean, the Israel-Hamas war has been rather good for Vladimir Putin. The world's attention is turned away from the Russia-Ukraine war. Putin has used this war to solidify Russia's influence in much of the global south. And this is also showing the Americans that, you know, the West hasn't isolated Putin. There may be an arrest warrant for him out by the International Criminal Court, but the two countries he visited today, the UAE and Saudi Arabia, haven't signed on to the Rome Statute. So he's really sending a message to the U.S. as well that Russia can be a player in the Middle East. It's been a player, and it's determined to do so despite all the sanctions against it.
You know, Russia enjoys sort of a rare position, does it not? Because it is allies with arch rivals in the region. Iran on the one hand, Saudi Arabia on the other hand, as well as Syria, Iraq, UAE, as well as Qatar. So this trip, by all accounts, is meant to show that, or would it be fair to say that Putin is aims to use this trip to show that Russia is still a major player in that part of the world?
Yes, I think he certainly does. I mean, until October the 7th and the Hamas attacks, Russia was really the only great power, major power that talked to all sides on all conflicts in the Middle East. Its relations with many of these countries were pragmatic, they were non-ideological. And under Putin, of course, a much closer relationship with Israel had developed. That's changed since October the 7th. Putin made the choice again to appeal to the global south, to distance Russia from Israel. And so one can't say anymore that Russia talks to all sides equally, but it is still a major player.
Angela, you make the point that Putin has successfully increased Russia's influence in the global south. But what does Moscow have to offer?
Well, it has, you know, oil and gas for some of these countries, fertilizers for some of these countries, nuclear power plants for some of these countries. It has less to offer economically, obviously, than the United States, the European Union, and the major Asian countries too. But it offers them a chance to assert themselves, to say, we're not taking sides. This was on the Russia-Ukraine war.